Like, back with another response. But it just baffles me how this man is so angry at some of the basic fundamentals of business and finance, e.g. commission, service, accommodation, HMOs, etc. So let me just give you a bit of context, a little backstory. So there's a video on my YouTube channel that has not been released yet. And I'm talking about my experiences with people who are leeches, trying to latch onto my thing, make money off of my thing. So, as you know already, man get the long format videos, cut them up and dash them on TikTok. One of them, that ruffled a lot of feathers and that, and even Big Up Made You Think, my man took that video and posted it up on his page. Now, in the comment section of my video on his page, 5% of the man them were supporting, straight 95% were straight haters, blood. Now that video in particular was the one where I was talking about I was at the petrol station, bumped into one of my old school friends. He asked me, how much does it cost to wire up an electric cooker? I told him £40. He said, all right, boom, what I'll do is I'll tell someone that I know it's going to cost them £65. I make a £25 drink. And I'm thinking to myself, blood, do you think I have time to be making all these mastermind plans, liaising with someone for the sake of £25, blood? Come on, blood. Like, are you that much of an opportunist? Are you that desperate for money that you need to be lying to people and coming up with these great mastermind plans to take over the universe and that for the sake of making £25, blood? You see, this is what happens when you're an addict. This is what happens when you're a cat, when you bun weed all day long. You have to come up with these little money-making schemes and that to support your habit. And at the same time, funny enough, you know, man, talk about the people them driving Mercedes and that he's driving a Mercedes. That's how you know my man's batting above his weight. That's how you know a man is living at the breadline. The fact that you're driving a Mercedes, but you're still trying to make a little £25 and lie to people and be a little schemer in that. You see, if I knew someone needed a gas engineer, because I'm not qualified to do gas. If I knew someone that needed a gas engineer and I knew a man charged £80, I will tell the person that I know a man charges £80 to do whatever job. I'm not trying to make £10, £100. I don't give a fuck. I don't need money like that. Because man's put in the work so that I don't need to have to be a little liar, a little schemer and that. So anyway, like I said, putting up bare videos on TikTok and that, getting bare pushback and that is cool. Let me just explain to you why I don't respect man who are leeches and that. And I'm sure in this video, so the response that you see above my head is obviously a response to, I think it's the one where, I know someone who is like 50 years old, and obviously they heard about my property in Egypt and that, and they're trying to make money off of my studio flat and that. And I think to myself, you're a big rascal, 50-year-old person. Why are you trying to make money off of a little man's thing? Now, I ain't a little man. Man's 31. I was 30 at the time. A man's 30. I ain't a little man, but I'm a little man for them. Because this person is old enough to be man's people, man's mum or dad. You get what I'm trying to say? So I think to myself, why are you trying to make money off of a little man? That's how you know you're falling behind. God forbid man get to the age of 50 or even 40 years old and I'm trying to make money off of someone's thing who's 20 years younger than me. Or anyone's thing at all. See, me, I make money off of my own thing because I've set and patterned up my life, yeah? I don't need to run around and do all these money-making stupid little schemes and that, jumping on other people's properties. I've got my own properties, blood. I'm in the process of buying my third rental property. I ain't got time to be running around lying to people and scheming and that. A man text me on WhatsApp. How much is it going to cost to move a light switch from this side of the room to that side of the room? Fam, I ain't got time to be, because I would charge a man like £60 or £80. Bro, you think I've got time to be wasting my time for the sake of £60 or £80, blood? Come on, man. But anyway, like I said, the reason why I don't like, I don't rate these men who are leeches and that, because a lot of men are just waiting for an opportunity because they're lazy. You see, instead of going to college and getting themselves a skill or a trade, instead of getting themselves an IT certification or electrical certification or plumbing certification and that, instead of getting A-levels, which would then lead them to go on to get a degree at university and that, they can't bother to do none of that. So what they do is they sit around like little opportunists and wait for something to pop. Yeah, they do little foolishness on the side, little fraud, little weed selling, little cryptocurrency, Bitcoin nonsense and that. And they just sitting around like, you know, there's guys right now in a room somewhere waiting to hear that, okay, this person's got 50 bags in their yard so they can fly through the door. Them man there are just like that. They're just opportunists. They're lazy, blood. They don't want to work. They don't want to study for 3-4 years. That's why they go from working at Virgin Media to BT to Sky to Autoglass to then, all right, boom, I'm just going to wing it. Something's going to come up. Something's going to pop. Nothing's going to come up. Nothing's going to pop until you put in the rascal club effort. And it starts with going to college. I'm not going to take nothing away from no one, yeah, who is going to college and that's got their career and they're trying to make money on the side. Man's uploaded them videos on TikTok about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and that. And in those videos, I said, you can do that, but do it on the side. You can do service accommodation and that, do it on the side. Don't make that your main thing, because what you're trying to do is you're just trying to avoid working. You're trying to avoid working. These guys I'm talking about who are these opportunist people and that, they class themselves as businessmen and entrepreneurs. They're not businessmen and entrepreneurs. They're lazy. The number one reason why most people want to be a businessman or entrepreneur is not because they have this God-given gift. Like me, I could even say I'm more of an entrepreneur than any of you lot. You see, when I was in school, from the age of year 8 to year 11, I even got kicked out of school unofficially for it. Man used to buy and sell crisp and drinks every day. Every day. I never took no days off. The only time man took days off is when I used to get caught for selling crisp and drink. Man had to lay low for 2 weeks and that, and I felt like I had no purpose and that. I could call myself an entrepreneur. These guys and these chicks that want to be entrepreneurs and that, they're not entrepreneurs. They just don't want to work, blood. They don't want to be held accountable for their time. They don't want to have to get up at 6 in the morning, jump in the shower and that, and then head down wherever for an hour and get to work at this time. They don't want to take orders and that. They just want to be the boss by default. Let me let you look onto a little secret. In order to become the boss, you got to be the worker and the employee first, blood. Yeah. You see in the black community, and have you ever noticed, yeah, like they're like on the ends, I don't know where you lot from in it, but on the ends you'll see a lot of like Jamaican shops pop up and like Caribbean shops pop up, and within a year the shop has shut down. There ain't even no dust on the sign outside. You know why? Because the people them who decided to start up that business thought, yeah, I'm just gonna throw 15-20 grand at this shop, and yeah, it's gonna be making me some money, and I'm just gonna be in the Bahamas within the next couple of months, lying on one of them hammock things, sipping pineapple juice. No, fam, you gotta put in the Ross Clark grind. If you open up a Caribbean shop, for example, a bit of background noise, hold on. If you open up a Caribbean shop, you gotta be willing to work there. Yeah, you gotta be willing to be the boss and the employee. You gotta be willing to do the deliveries, work behind the tills. If you know how to cook, then cook. But you gotta be working there. You can't just be trying to be some sleeping partner. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna go through hard times throughout this, like, because business ain't just, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So there's gonna be hard times, times where you're not making that much money and that. And if you're employing like 4 or 5 people, there might become a time where it's too slow to be paying these people. So then you're going to have to start laying people off and that. And because you're busy with doing other stuff that probably ain't even that important or whatever, you're just going to think, oh, what's the point? What's the point? Whereas if you're in that business, you're running a Caribbean shop and that, if you find, oh, it's getting a bit slow and that, all right, you can lay people off and you can just work there. You can work there until things pick up and that. Let me tell you something about business as well. You should not be hiring out people until you need to be in 2 or 3 places at once. You should not be hiring out people until you're at a point where you're like, even if I could stay awake for 24 hours, I wouldn't have enough time to run this business, whatever it is. Yeah? Man, I'm just lazy, blood. So that's why I don't rate these men who want to jump on this, jump on that, jump on this, jump on that. Because they're opportunities, they cannot be bothered to study. I promise you, you will never find a doctor, lawyer, banker or stockbroker who has got that opportunist mentality. Oh, let me make £25 on this. Let me make £50 on this. Oh, let me jump on Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. They might try it and then they don't work, then they don't give a fuck. You know why? Because they're making big money. Do you know why? Because they put in the work in the classroom. It's the man them who couldn't be bothered to put in the work in the classroom. They're the ones that are desperate for the opportunities and that. You lot just don't get it. But anyway, I'm gonna have to run now because it's like 30 seconds left of the video, innit? But yeah, man, I don't rate these guys who are these opportunists, man. They're just lazy. Oh, that's business 101. £25. Really? Anyway, man, stay away. It's done now.